Have you ever walked into a room in your own house and suddenly felt tired, anxious, or even low without knowing why? But then, with that same state of mind, you step into a neighbor's home or your brother's or sister's place, and somehow you feel lighter, calmer, more at ease. So what's really causing that shift? What I'm about to share might sound surprising, but the colors we choose for our homes after 60 can either support our journey toward greater peace and vitality, or they can silently undermine our emotional and physical health in ways we never imagined. Hi, it's Vernon again. Today's video is a little different, and honestly, one of the most overlooked when it comes to how we feel in our own space. In this video, I'm going to share with you two colors that may be doing more harm than good in your home, even though they're some of the most commonly used and widely recommended. But more importantly, I'll also reveal 4 colors you should absolutely prioritize, especially after 60, if you want your home to feel more calming, supportive, and energetically aligned with this new chapter of life. If you're ready to turn your home into a space that truly supports your peace and energy after 60, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. I share weekly insights to help you live with more clarity, comfort, and intention right where you are. Let me begin with a color that surprised even me when I realized its impact.
1. Cool gray. Cool gray may look elegant, modern, and clean, and for years it's been a favorite in magazines and showrooms. But what no one tells you is this: after 60, cool gray can quietly drain the emotional warmth from your living space. Gray is the color of neutrality, of neither here nor there. And while that might sound peaceful in theory, in practice it often feels like emotional flatlining. Especially when paired with aging, life transitions, or empty space, cool gray can amplify feelings of isolation, indecision, and quiet sadness. In younger years, gray can feel chic, but after 60, it can feel cold. You might walk into your own living room and feel a sense of detachment without knowing why. The walls look put together, but you don't feel held, supported, or alive in the space. That's because color speaks to the nervous system long before the conscious mind catches up. Cool gray lacks the vibrational warmth needed to counterbalance the subtle emotional weight we often carry later in life. Grief, transitions, identity shifts, or simply the desire for comfort. If your home is filled with pale grays, slate tones, or grayish neutrals, ask yourself, do I feel calm here, or just emotionally quiet? There's a difference between serenity and emotional suppression. And for many people after 60, cool gray accidentally creates the latter. So what can you do? You don't have to repaint the entire house. Start by softening the space. Add warm-toned lighting, natural textures, plants, or artwork with earthy or nurturing colors. Layer the gray with life, because elegance is only worth keeping if it also helps you feel alive. If you're currently living with cool gray and noticing that certain rooms feel sad or depressing, consider this small but significant change. Sometimes the difference between feeling supported and feeling drained by your environment is as subtle as the undertone in your paint color. Give this video a like. It helps this message reach someone else who needs it just like you did. But gray isn't the only color that quietly flattens your energy. There's another shade, even more common, that pretends to be clean and safe, but often leaves your space feeling emotionally sterile.
2. Dark brown. My friend Charles, a 66-year-old retired professor, wanted to create a scholarly, grounded space. He painted his home office a deep chocolate brown, the kind you'd see in an old English library. At first, it felt serious and intellectual, but over time, the space began to feel heavy and draining. Instead of feeling inspired, Charles felt sluggish and trapped in the very room meant to fuel his mind. The Feng Shui tradition teaches us that brown represents the earth element, which can indeed be grounding and stabilizing. But when brown becomes too dark or dominant, it can create what practitioners call stagnant earth energy, a heaviness that weighs down rather than support our natural vitality. As we age, our environments need to uplift us, not weigh us down. Research from the Gerontological Institute shows that older adults thrive in spaces that feel light and energizing. Charles's dark brown office was unintentionally working against that need for clarity and emotional ease. His shift didn't require abandoning brown entirely, just softening it. By introducing lighter tones, like coffee with cream or golden oak, he kept the earthy feel he loved, but added the warmth and brightness his mind truly needed. The lesson here is that earth tones can be wonderful in our homes, but they need to be chosen carefully to support rather than suppress our spirits. If you have dark brown in your living spaces and notice feeling heavy or sluggish in those areas, consider lightening the brown or introducing more light reflecting colors to balance the earthiness. We've all felt how darker colors can sometimes weigh on the spirit, leaving the heart a little heavier than it needs to be. Recognizing this truth is part of learning how to shape a home that truly supports us as we grow older. And now, as promised, I'd like to share 4 colors worth welcoming into your space. Shades that lighten the mood, restore your sense of ease, and gently align with the energy this season of life calls for.
3. Green. Green is not just a color, it's a frequency. The frequency of life, of breath, of possibility. After 60, many people unconsciously begin to shrink their world. Smaller homes, quieter routines, fewer risks. And while simplicity has its place, energetic stagnation is the silent enemy of vitality. That's where green comes in. It's not just visual, it's vibrational. Green represents growth that never asks for permission, healing that doesn't need applause, and renewal that happens quietly but powerfully. Adding green to your home isn't just about aesthetics. It's a spiritual nudge that says you're still growing. You're not done becoming. Whether it's a wall painted in sage, a soft emerald throw blanket, or just a thriving pothos plant in the corner, green breathes movement into stillness. It also calms the nervous system. Studies in color psychology show that green reduces cortisol levels, gently grounding your body while opening the mind. That's why hospitals use it for healing, and why nature itself surrounds us with it when we need to reset. And that one healthy plant in the living room, it's not just decor, it's a symbol of what still can flourish, and a literal purifier of stale air and stale energy. It quietly clears emotional clutter, removes subtle blocks, and creates space for new thoughts, new connections, and new intentions. So, if your home feels flat, heavy, or just tired, don't rush to renovate. Start with green. Because sometimes, all it takes is one living thing to remind you, life is still moving, and you're still part of it. Where green invites growth, gold recognizes everything you've already become. Let's take a look at how this powerful color activates your sense of value and abundance. 4. Gold. Gold isn't just about luxury or money. It's a vibration, a color that resonates with value, intuition, and inner light. When used intentionally, gold can act as an energetic amplifier. It reminds your space and your spirit that you are worthy, capable, and open to abundance. Gold vibrates with the frequency of prosperity. But prosperity isn't always financial. It's also about confidence, wisdom, self-worth. Gold reflects light, and symbolically, it reflects your own light back to you. Just a small touch, a frame, a tray, a spoon, a lamp base can turn your environment into a tuning fork for success. If your kitchen is the financial heart of your home, place one gold object there. Not for decoration, but for intention. A golden bowl, a single gold spoon, a small sculpture. Anything that represents wealth, energy, and worth. This simple act creates a subtle but powerful shift. You turn your home into a space that attracts and circulates abundance. If you've been feeling like you've hit a financial or energetic ceiling, like your efforts just aren't translating into flow, gold helps you break through. Not by magic, but by alignment. It brings your environment into resonance with value, not just external, but internal. You don't need a palace, just a symbol, just one meaningful accent that says, I recognize my worth and I welcome more of what honors it. Have you ever used gold in your home, even just one small object, and felt a shift in how the space made you feel? Or is there a part of your home right now that feels blocked, stagnant, or just off? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience might be the exact insight someone else needs to hear. If gold lifts you into the energy of abundance, the next color brings you back down in the best way possible. Steady, warm, and emotionally safe. 5. Red. Red is one of the most misunderstood colors in interior design, especially after 60. People think it's too intense, too aggressive, too loud, but that's only when red is uncontained. When used with intention, red becomes something else entirely, a power switch. If your life or relationship feels flat, if motivation has faded, if you're going through the motions but feel numb inside, red is the color that says, wake up, you're still alive. Red carries the frequency of action, passion, vitality, and courage. It reminds the body to feel again, to move again, to want again. In many cultures, red symbolizes life itself. Blood, fire, movement. It's not about chaos. It's about drive, direction, momentum. You don't need to paint your walls scarlet. You just need a spark. A red vase in the hallway. A bold piece of art in the living room. A crimson throw on your reading chair. That's all it takes. One intentional touch of red can shift your space from passive to powerful. Red isn't meant to dominate your space, and that's exactly what makes it powerful. Its impact comes from restraint, not excess. When used sparingly and with intention, red becomes more than just a design choice. It becomes a symbol. A small but potent flame in the corner of your home that whispers, "You're still here. You still have fire." At this stage of life, many people are encouraged to slow down, simplify, even disappear a little. But red refuses that narrative. It says, you can be calm and powerful, gentle and fierce, quiet but never extinguished. That single red accent becomes sacred because it doesn't shout. It reminds. It reminds you that even after loss, change, or stillness, passion, drive, and desire still live within you, waiting to be acknowledged. So far, we've explored colors that heal, elevate, and energize. And there's one more, a final color that ties it all together, quietly supporting everything else.
6. Blue. More than just a color, it's an anchor, a sanctuary, the quiet harbor your soul returns to when the world feels too loud. In the energy of blue, there is no urgency, no competition, no noise, only stillness, clarity, and the wisdom that lives beneath the surface. When life feels chaotic and your thoughts won't stop racing, blue is the vibration that slows everything down, not by numbing, but by centering. It invites you inward, gently asking, when was the last time you truly listened to yourself, without judgment, without distraction? We live in a world that constantly demands reaction, noise, and output. But after 60, your greatest clarity often comes from what you no longer say, from silence, stillness, and reflection. Blue helps create the space for that inner conversation. It clears mental clutter so your thoughts can breathe, so your decisions come from truth, not fear. A chaotic mind makes desperate choices. A calm mind makes wise ones. And blue is the calm between thought and action. Try bringing shades of blue into places where you crave quiet. A reading nook, your bedroom, a meditation corner, or even just a single deep blue candle near where you journal. Blue doesn't demand your attention, it gives it back to you. This can be as simple as adding a navy throw blanket to your favorite chair, hanging artwork with ocean or sky tones, or choosing soft blue bed sheets that invite your body to rest deeply. You might place a blue ceramic vase on your nightstand, or a pale blue rug beneath your feet in the space where you stretch or reflect each morning. Over time, these small touches of blue become anchors, gentle signals to your nervous system that it's safe to slow down, safe to listen, safe to be still. And in that stillness,
peace has room to rise.
As we close this journey through the emotional power of color, here's the truth. After 60, your home is no longer just a place to live. It becomes a reflection of your inner world, your evolving needs, your energy, and your peace. The colors you surround yourself with are not superficial. They are energetic companions. Cool gray may look elegant, but it can silence your spirit. Dark brown may seem grounded, but it can feel like emotional quicksand. These colors don't have to be eliminated entirely, but they must be balanced carefully if they're present in your space. Meanwhile, green invites expansion and healing. Gold restores your sense of worth and welcomes abundance. Red rekindles drive and passion, and blue returns you to calm, clarity, and inner truth. Together, these colors form more than just a palette. They become a toolkit, a way to design a space that matches not just your style, but your stage of life. So, does your home reflect the version of you you're becoming, or the version you've already outgrown? If this video helped you see your space and yourself more clearly, give it a like. Share it with someone you love who might be surrounded by colors that no longer serve them. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, and join this growing community of wise, intentional, empowered adults designing lives that support who they are now. You deserve to live in a space that doesn't just hold your memories, but helps you create your next chapter with peace, purpose, and joy. This is Vernon. Thank you for watching till now, and see you in my next video.